Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Out of the way.
Good evening, sim racing fans. Welcome back to SRW TV. Tonight we jump back into the world of open wheelers for the 5th round of season 4 of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. With the halfway point of the season reached, we head to Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, also known as Interlagos, for a double race sprint round here at this awesome track. It's Cowy Overage Sim Racer here, and I'm joined by Nathan ShiBBy Howard, who'll be sharing the comms duties as well as looking after tonight's action. It's awesome to have you back, ShiBBy, man. I know you've been itching to call the F3s again. You couldn't have picked a better track to join us, buddy. This is a fan and driver favourite.
Yeah, mate, definitely stoked to be back. I had a bit of fun with the F3
last week, and I tell you what, these guys put on some absolute cracking racing, so definitely keen to be in the box with you again, mate. And yes, Interlagos, one of the fan favourites out here for, I think, most of the drivers in our league, whether you're in a V8 supercar, a GR86 or a Formula 3, this track really knows how to turn it on.
Mate, it doesn't matter what car, it's just one of those tracks. It's got everything. It's got your fast-flowing sections, it's got those high-speed corners, it's got nice and tight areas where the field bunches back up again, and, you know, you're in an F3 car for some of these corners, man. It's all going to be about commitment and how prepared you are to send it. And these boys, we've seen it so many times, how prepared some of them are to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race. What's the race format for this evening, mate?
It is a sprint round tonight, so we get a double dose of F3s, 20-minute race followed by a 40-minute feature. Reverse top 10 always spices it up too, buddy. It's awesome to see those pros have to mix it up with some of those pro-ams, maybe, or even the am that sneaks up into the top 10 as well. So should be plenty to talk about tonight, buddy, and 3 divisions for these guys, so lots of battles out there on track across those divisions.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one tonight. Just got to give me a quick second, add a couple of drivers in their respective classes. As it is the first night I'm doing this, I didn't have everybody's info. But we may as well start looking at the results and standings while I work on this in the background, mate. If you want to take that away, let's get that up on screen now for everybody.
Well, it's at the moment, it is Phil Vella who has a 67-point lead over Michael Cuttajar. So I know the things were starting to sort of tighten up there, but Phil's had a couple of stellar rounds, and Michael's got caught up in a little bit of a fracas, I think, a couple of races ago, so that's dropped him down a little bit. But it's not over yet, halfway point, still plenty of points on offer, and Michael, we've seen his pace over the last couple of seasons. He's really taking the fight to Phil, you know, this season and in previous season as well. Dwayne Burns, he's been a new face to the league, and he's jumped right up to the front to be in contention. He's only a further 10 points back, and Dylan DeBono, our one-time amateur, lasted one race, or sorry, 1 week as an amateur, and straight up into pros, and definitely showing his pace running in P4 in the championship. Jay Dixon, the other downforce racing driver, he's about 115 points back there, so still in the hunt, but those top 5, you know, really are a class of their own. If we have a look at the AM Championship, sorry, we've first got the Pro Am Championship, and at the moment, sitting 15th and leading the Pro Am is Adam Simpson for Fishy Motorsports, and well, I should say that he's leading, but Andrew Lydon shares exactly the same number of points for Kittens Racing. So, you know, the Pro-Am field is pretty close, buddy. 0 points separating 1 and 2.
Yeah, I love seeing how close these guys are across the whole field, not just the top guys, but everywhere through this field. There is battles to be had from start to finish, and it just makes me more excited to get on board with possibly some more F3 throughout the rest of this season.
Yeah, well, I mean, the points separation starts to get narrow as you get down these positions. And remember, you know, we've been talking about fields of 30, 35 cars, almost 40 cars. I think we had 40 cars in one round. So the F3s has really taken off in leaps and bounds. It's finally got its own night, buddy, and it's kicking butt.
Yeah, it sure is, mate. And we are just heading out into the Racecraft Simulations qualifying session now. Everybody flying out onto the Interlagos track. Shout out to Ty Delaney for joining us, and Buffu as well, who said, "G'day boys, normally only tune into the supercars." Well, mate, picked a great night for the F3, that's for sure.
That's it, buddy. Interlagos, it is such a great track. You know, I'm sure that the drivers will be grinning ear and ear tonight. They get 2 doses at it, I'm loving the fact that it's a sprint round here too, buddy, because it can be a place that can be difficult to pass, especially, you know, when someone knows how to drive around here. So it is sort of one of those tracks that if you're good at defending, you can defend it. So, you know, keep an eye on the guys like Nathan Verney and those drivers that are really good at making the car about 3 or 4 times wider than it should be.
Yeah, we see a lot of guys that really know how to defend and keep that car in the most annoying place possible. So definitely expecting some good battles here this evening. We got 15 minutes of the qualifying session as the guys fly through. We'll be keeping an eye on those times down at the bottom of your screen. Everybody is just about to start their first lap of the session. What sort of times are we thinking here, Mr. Cowan?
I did not pay attention to the times the boys were doing there in the practice. The one thing, we've probably got a few minutes where we can ramble on for a little bit, buddy, because it does take probably a couple of laps to get the tyres right up into that window where you're going to be pushing hard. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to these first couple of laps of times. It's really going to count once we get to that sort of 6, 7, 8 minute mark. That's when you're going to see these boys starting to, you know, lay them down. The other thing is because it's a fixed series, they're all going out there on a full boot of fuel. Well, I think it'll probably be around about 20 or 30 litres. That's going to make it interesting for maybe race 2. There will be a pit stop. But, you know, again, the guys that can survive and maybe run right down to the end of the session have got a little bit lighter car. The ones that damage their car in this quali got to come back out and do those out laps again before you can do a runner. So you've got to show a bit of care, man. You can't just send it.
No,
look at this.
Yeah, we nearly saw maybe a bit of sending, but someone went a little bit off the track there to the right, and away
that was
went.
almost perfect comedic timing there. I should thank Mr. Adam Simpson there for providing the entertainment. Because I don't think I could have timed that any better if I had have planned it.
No, it worked out perfectly. A bit of that commentator's curse, as we like to call it, as the times do start flowing in for our first lap. Dylan De Bono jumped up to provisional P1 with a 128.247, so that is the benchmark for our pole position this evening. Less than a second in it.
I think we might have lost ShiBBy, guys.
Still here, mate? Where?
Oh, yeah, your voice all drowned out there, so that's all right. Or went metallic. Robotic, I should say. But yeah, look, I know you're talking about the times. I think, as I said, it's going to take a couple of laps for these guys to get the tyres into the temp. And there's a big difference when you drive these cars. Once you've got that rear end grip, you'd be amazed how hard you can send it. Because the way that an open wheeler or high downforce car works is the harder you send it, the more downforce it's got, so the more grip, so the harder you can send it. Now, obviously, there's a limit, and, you know, it's those guys right at the front of our field are the ones that are able to deal with that and ride it right on the edge. But that's what it comes down to, and I think a track like Interlagos has got enough of those elements there that really mean we'll see some really fast times from the pros. And, you know, the AMs and the pro-AMs, there will be a clear divide, I think.
Well, there was a bit of battling just then. We had 2 Pro-Am drivers, Greg Bradley and Adam Simpson, actually jumped to 1 and 2 just then. And then to have Cuttajar and De Bono just smack them back down. It was interesting to see how quickly that just happened.
Well, you see, there was a mid-28 was the first lap, and then the second lap, the pros have already found another second on that, with 27.33 for Michael Cuttajar at the moment. So we'll be knocking on the doors of 1 minute 26s pretty soon, I think, once the guys get up to speed and get those tyres. It's lap 3 and lap 4 and lap 5 where you're really going to see these guys turn it on.
Yeah, well, I reckon Mr. Nathan Verney, the Locked On Lads team, allows us. I'd love to take an on-board with him as he comes towards the start-finish line and see what it looks like from their view, that's for sure.
It is an awesome track, high braking area here, and again, this is one of those corners that's all about trust. There's a little lift there. And he's flat through the long left-hander there. You got a lift in the supercar. Again, another big heavy braking zone. One of those places was really easy to lose the rear. And it's smooth there. Definitely a place you don't want to be fighting the car either.
No, with such a light end, these things are just as bad as the 86 sometimes, where the rear end goes and that's all she wrote.
Oh, definitely a cliff, buddy, and you know, I suppose the skill of driving a car like this is to know how close you are to stepping over the edge, and maybe even sort of putting half the tyre over it from time to time, being able to catch it, because that's the difference between the really fast guys and sort of the next guys, and you know, those us average sim racers out there.
That's average sim races, mate. Gosh, I must be at the bottom of the barrel then.
Oh, buddy, look, you know, you spend too much time looking at it with all these cameras, and well, you're doing, what, 4 nights a week with SRW, so definitely keeping yourself busy, not leaving much time left to drive. I race twice a week, mate, and I barely find time to practice that.
Well, that was
That's the same week, same track, same car.
Yeah, great ride on board there with Nathan Verney from the Locked On Lads team. Michael Cutter Jar, the privateer. Still a privateer, forever a privateer. Has been in this league for quite a few years now, and I think teams have reached out to him, but he's just out here to have fun and race. Not too stressed about being in a team.
Funny page for his microphone doesn't seem to want to get any traction at his end.
No, he just enjoys coming out and racing with everybody. Doesn't want to talk to us in the comms box, nothing. Just wants to get out here and race. But I tell you what, race he does.
He has got plenty of pace at the moment. He is the man with a 1:27.30. So we talk about it week on week, how close the times are for these guys. So he's actually got about 18 hundredths on Phil Vella at the moment, who's got 3 hundredths on Dylan DeBono, who has 3 hundredths on Greg Bradley, who has 4 hundredths on Doug Gowans, who has 2 hundredths on Darren Fahey, who has 6 hundredths on David Gallo. I was still talking hundredths here, who has 6 hundredths to Dwayne Burns.
So
3 hundredths to Adam Simpson. So it's not until we get to 9th, and between 9th and 10th, that there's actually a gap that's a 10th, and it's actually 11 hundredths.
yeah, between the top 18, there's a second.
Yeah, but the top 10 was separate. Each one was less than 100th. Sorry, less than a 10th, I should say. So it's crazy times. Crazy times.
It's just crazy to see the whole field in 28s and 27s. Like there's nothing in it. Like there's a second in it. One mistake out here on track tonight, and you'll be gobbled up by the whole field.
Well, and the thing is too, we're already about 8-9 minutes into this qualifying session, so you know, because it's a sprint round, as soon as we hit 15, that ends. So you don't get to finish that lap. So, you know, realistically, these guys have only got a couple more attempts, you know. And that's why you'll see that, you know, they try to stay clean and work up for it, because almost now you don't have enough time to get temperature back into the tyres for another run.
No, definitely not. I haven't seen many pull into the pits all that often. I feel like they've gone out and said what you were mentioning before is that they've got to get out there and really start heating these tyres. They can't just sort of come out, treat it like a top 10 shootout, hammer out one good lap and hope for the best. They definitely need to heat these tyres up before.
Well, looks like something's going on with your microphone there, ShiBBy. That's the second time you sort of trailed off on us there, buddy. But we are inside the final 5 minutes, so we will keep an eye on the times. At the moment, it is Michael Cullajar that leads Phil Vella. Dylan DeBono, Greg Bradley, Doug Gowans round out our top 5. But there still is time for these guys to set a lap and get into the hunt. Currently sitting, it's Dwayne Burns currently sitting in P10, so we have had some movement. Daniel Byrne up into P6, Darren Fahey P7, Adam Simpson, our leading Pro-Am, out there up in P8. Matt Tessiero is our leading amateur at the moment. He's sitting back in 31st at the moment in the pits, so with a 129.11, so a few of his AM colleagues sitting above him at the moment, so Matt's got his work cut out for him tonight. We got you back there, ShiBBy?
Yeah, mate, yep.
Oh, what happened? Your mic sort of just drained out and we lost you there at the end of it, buddy.
Not sure, but my looked like my internet dropped for a second and then picked itself back up, so
Oh, that'll be it.
on board with Shane Bowen, or Bowen, number 6 there. Looks like he's already sweating. I wonder if he's up here in Queensland with us, mate.
Well, Shane is one of our newcomers to the league, I believe. So far, enjoying his racing from all I've heard. And look, I think that one of the great things is that the camaraderie between a lot of the F3 boys, it is probably the Discord chat that is the most sort of active, I suppose, in the SRW guys. They're constantly poking fun at each other and sending videos and things like that. So, you know, these boys really do enjoy the racing, and you can see that the teams that have come in, they've told other people about it, and then we've seen these other influx of teams coming in. And now we're basically offering a, you know, Super 3, Super 2, Super 1 style, you know, racing environment for these boys, where they're not only competing against all of everyone out there, but they're competing against the guys in their sort of the same speed bracket as well.
Yeah, it's great that we've opened it up like that. It means that all the drivers have something to battle for throughout the whole season, because we have seen in the past towards the championship sort of rounds that guys at the back start dropping off and we don't see them, you know, towards the championship round, but now they all have something to fight for. So keeping these fields nice and large with 33 registered in the session right now, so hopefully they all get out there, because I think it's going to be a cracker tonight.
Well, I think everyone except for Mr. Nathan Gardner set a time, so that's pretty promising, buddy. I mean, it's been the hallmark of the F3s probably for the past 2 seasons, is that we've been steadily getting these big fields. And I mean, you know, the V8Ms on a Tuesday night, they're still getting the fields up into the 30s, which is great to see as well. But really the F3s have been the other sort of big field, you know, racing that we've got here at SRW, and it's awesome to see, because it's a different style of racing. You know, you bang doors or bang wheels in an F3, you're not going to have much of a car left by the time you finish that little altercation.
No, definitely not.
Having a look at Adrian Lerity there, he was P18, so he's jumped up a couple of spots, P16 with a 127.88. So my prediction of the 26 hasn't eventuated. Dylan DeBono, however, has taken a couple of tenths out of his time and has jumped to the top of the leaderboard with a 127.20. So, and he's the one that's taken a couple of tenths out of Cuttajar's time. So that's a great lap from Dylan DeBono.
Solid lap, mate. Absolutely. Young guns out there on show, starting to pulling their way through the actual series, because we've got Ty Delaney as well being bumped up into the Pro-Ams now, sitting in the top 10s all the time. So we're going to watch out for these young guns.
Yeah, he's getting too quick for me now, Ty. So, but as we predicted, buddy, oh, well, it's not really a prediction because we know it. But as soon as that 15 hit, it ended the session. So we have the standings up in front of you there, guys. It was Dylan DeBono that has taken out the top spot tonight. Michael Cuttajar alongside him, P2 front row. Phil Vella, we didn't talk about Phil in the qualifying. He snuck into P3, so I know he's been a bit further back in some of the races, so he'll be happy to be at the pointy end. Greg Bradley with a great drive, P4 there on the second row. Behind them, Scott Pocock and Doug, the grandpa, Gowans, sharing row number 3. It's driver 808 Daniel Byrne with his teammate Darren Fahey alongside him. So row 4, and then Jay Dixon and Adam Simpson sharing the 5th row, and that's our top 10. Do you want to take the next 10, ShiBBy?
Yeah, probably just get the grid up as they are starting to get gridding. So let's get it up. So where'd we stop at? We are David Gallo. Yep, David Gallo and Dwayne Burns on row 6. Andrew Johnson, Chris Swadling, row 7. Shane Bowen, Adrian Loretti, row 8. Andrew Lyden, Caleb Balick, row 9. Mark Cochran and Brett Del Santo on row 10. Danny Matestic, Brad Hudson, row 11. Nathan Verney and Dan Batouche, row 12. Going back down the field even more, Callan Hodgkinson, Stephen Brooks, row 13. Daniel Fritz, Keegan Caldwell got a rear of grid, so that's why he's further back than what he qualified for impeding, pit lane start, sorry, for impeding during qualifying. Mitch McIntyre, Tyler Sheaf, Matt Tessiaro, Greg Johnston, Stephen Sinkovich and Nathan Gardner will wound up the rest of your field, and Greg Barber is our race steward this evening.
I believe Tyson's stuck on a bus at the moment, so Greg's going to be looking after things solely, I think, for the start of this race. So field size for the V8 AMs. Kyver, look, send a message. I know that the numbers for last week, I think, was still 36, 37 last night, so it was pretty. 30s, yeah. Yeah, it was still full, and I know there's a few reserves, buddy, so if you haven't put your name down as a reserve, make sure you do that, so that we are sort of coming into sort of round 5, so I'm not sure if they're expecting any more sort of late arrivals at this stage, but make sure you jump in for the next season. Yeah, all right, buddy, the cars are gridding up. We're just waiting on the lights here. The race control had been extending it at 3 minutes to give us enough time to go through the entire grid. But how awesome does that look, the snake there? 2 sort of snakes flowing down the track, buddy. I love it.
Does look great. We did just take a quick fly on the drone straight up through the middle of everyone as well. Show off all the beautiful liveries out here on show tonight. Get ready to go racing here tonight at Interlagos.
Here it is, round 5 of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. 5 lights are on, and they are off. It was a good start from Dylan DeBono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. There's Michael Cunchar that's got around Dylan DeBono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cunhar's got past, so Dylan DeBono. Oh, and I've lost picture of a lost ShiBBy. Oh no. There we go. DeBono's got back past Cunnar, so it's on for young and old at the moment as they snake around the middle section of the track. Phil Vella making a move around the outside as well. And Bradley, a Pro-Am driver running P4 at the moment with a great qualifying. Greg Bradley also holding his own at the first lap of this race. Grandpa Doug Gowans behind him, he's up a spot. So is Daniel Byrne, Jay Dixon up a couple as well as we start to follow this train around the back section. This is the fast final turn. Well, it's not really the final turn on the lap, but this is where you all set up that big run down the back straight. How we going, ShiBBy? You got me? You there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what's going on and how I can stop it.
Understandable, buddy. Well, at the moment we're on board with David Gallo, who's making a move on Adam Simpson. Got the run. He's going around the outside now. He can go 2 wide down here, but it's all about being on the inside for the left-hander. So can he keep it there? No. Well done. Gallo did get through, I apologise. It was Burns that almost made a move on Adam Simpson there as well. But already Adam's got the toe back. Better exit, or Gallo goes to the inside to defend. Oh, some good driving here in this mid-pack. Oh, no, we've got Doug the grandpa. Gowans is caught up in that. I think it was Bradley was caught up in that as well. So if there was contact there, buddy. Simpson and Gallo are back at it again. Gallo's run wide. Burns having a look as well. God, you got to love Interlagos, buddy. There's no chance to take a breath.
No, there's definitely not. Yeah, we've seen quite a few cars off the track already, especially after the start. There was about 5 cars that actually got caught up in turn 1 chaos. So interesting to see what happens there if race control start feeding through information. So far, no safety car, so good start.
Well, there's been so much happening, buddy, that it's hard to stay on top of the action. And we've seen Brad Hudson's had it off, Jay Dixon's had it off, so he's tumbled down the order as well.
Yeah, Mitch McIntyre was off.
Dixon's in P4, is that right?
Yeah.
He is. So, up 5 spots at the moment, so he's having a cracker run.
Somehow Dixon went off track. He was off track for a second and a half, whether that was just track limits or not. But yeah, great start.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. We may see a bit of that, especially down the bottom of the hill here.
We have a safety car, my friend.
Okay, so we did say there was plenty happening, so I might let you try and go through and see and work out what happened.
Oh, we'll work it out, buddy.
Going on.
We will work it out, mate.
Hey, look, that's the excitement that we love to see. You know, the F3s love it. You can see how much the drivers love this track. So this was the start. Going down to T1. So, big, deep. Who was that?
That's ShiBBy.
Oh, he's gone in deep, missed his braking marker, and they just locked the rear, and the car's wiggled around. And I think is he gone into Bruce White there, is it? That's one of the yellow machines there. So so he's just locked the rear trying to catch it.
Into 399, which is Keegan Caldwell.
Keegan Caldwell, oh no. So those boys battling each other for the championship, and that might not be a good start to the night for Tyler. I think he may well be seeing a black flag coming his way and have to do a drive-through.
I think the other one is Matt Tessiero that gets caught up.
I think Matt got caught up, didn't he? Oh, he's done well to avoid damage there, I think, Matt. Yeah, no,
really well.
He's pulled that up. I think he survived. Our current AM championship leader at the moment. So, you know, one of the things about, you know, leading in the pro AMs and the AMs, some of it is going to come down to how well you survive. Oh no.
Scotty Pocock there, just catching the edge of the grass there, and the rear end just spinning out. So luckily he didn't take anyone out along the way, but he did lose that rear wing.
Yeah, but we've got a safety car out there, so did someone end up in the wall, or is it just race control just trying to quiet things down?
Oh, Fritzy just managed to dodge.
He got a tank slapper then. That was a big tank slapper, and he did well to actually avoid going into the oncoming traffic, you know, well, sorry, behind coming traffic, but anyway.
This is Dan Batouche now, a lot of action happening. Oh, right, just off onto the grass.
He's gone deep. That would cost him at least 5 or 6 spots, because that's a big run down that straight, and you're just giving it all up.
All right, we're getting into the nitty-gritty. This is now on to lap 2. This is on board with Caleb Balek. Oh, big
contact.
Catch.
That's what brought out the safety car. So I wonder if someone's broke a bit earlier there, or someone's gone a bit late. But I think it might just be, I think he's got to run.
Oh, we put that.
Close it down. Oh, they've just got Interlagos. He's just tried to... Yep, there's contact there.
With Greggy Johnson.
I think that's Caleb Belak. I think he might have squeezed over a little bit too much, and they've just made wheel-to-wheel contact. And that's what's... you have a look here. I think they've made sort of inside contact at wheel, and it's just spat him out.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, look at that. Yep. And even it's created a bit of net code as well.
Spun them both. A lot of damage to Caleb's car. That is not the way you would have wanted to start tonight's race. We still are under safety car, but that is what brought it out. There was a couple other incidents afterwards. I don't know if they sort of helped the safety car get called or not, but Have a quick look. On board with Dougie Gowans here on
Look at
lap
this
2.
battle pack. Yeah, so this is Gowans and Bradley. So as Gowans has got his nose up, Bradley's turned down. Yeah, look, it's sort of one of those things, and I was guilty of it myself last night. You know, when the guy in front, he turns in taking his line, you know, he's not expecting a car to be there. You've got to be up alongside of him for him to know that you're there. So, unfortunately, that might cost, you know, Dougie some points as well if a black flag comes his way. And, you know, we talk about it, buddy, and, you know, it's never intentional. These guys have raced with each other long enough now that, you know, there is that respect. They're just racing hard. We make mistakes. We're not pro racers, that's for sure. But, you know, it is what it is sometimes. And you just got to take your licks if you make a mistake, I suppose.
Yeah, sometimes it just comes down to a straight up racing incident. But I believe Greg Barber is now in the pits. The race lead has been handed to De Bono, and De Bono is away already.
Already some controversy, race control saying starts under review straight away. So I think we might have seen he checked them up right to the line, and I think there's been a bit of movement in the backfield as a result. But it's worked for Dylan. He's got clear. Cuttajar has fallen back behind Vela, so Vela got a great start there as well. And Dixon, well, he's been the big mover so far, up 5 spots of the front runners. And Darren Fahey up 3, Adam Simpson up 4, Gallo up 4, Dwayne Burns up 4. So, you know, I think that's probably more that we've lost Greg Bradley and Doug Gowans from up front, so I suppose everyone goes up when that happens. But Dylan De Bono has shown his pace tonight, and he leads the field away. So, buddy, we didn't ask the question. One's already gone. We're supposed to ask it, but how many safety cars do you think we're going to get tonight?
Mate, 2.
Okay, so you reckon one more?
Yeah, one
I'm
more
thinking
in the feature.
One more in the feature, you reckon? I think we're going to get 3. Though I don't think I've been right this season once. But we'll see how we go. But already, De Bono's got about a half-second lead over Vela, but well within the toe at the moment. And we've seen how big that toe is in the F3s. And this is one of those tracks. It's just got everything, buddy. And it's exciting to watch a race here too.
Definitely is, mate. Interlagos is an absolute blast. Very fast-flowing track, and it has everything that you need to make such a great race. So we see Fahey here for the Kittens Racing, trying to chase down Jay Dixon from DFR. A little bit back further, Dwayne Burns and David Gallo are also extremely close to each other. This is actually one big train.
That was Dixon Fahey, that was looking close there too. So boys were fighting hard, and you look at Simpson, Gallo, Burns behind there. They've been fighting hard as well. That was a great battle before the safety car came out that we were following there as well. And then again, there's the train just continues with Loretti, Daniel Byrne, Andrew Lydon, so 3 kittens. So, you know, Fahey's right in the mix here. Gallo also, and then there's 3 other kittens a bit further back as well. So the Cats have come out tonight. Their claws are out, buddy.
Yeah, you're starting to see them across all different series as well. We're starting to see the Kittens jump into the 86 series as well. So they're starting to flood this SRW league.
Yeah, I don't think too many of them are a fan of the V8 supercar, so I haven't done a lot of racing against them. I know Adam Simpson, he loves driving the V8 supercar, but he's definitely more at home in you know, one of these F3s here. He seems to be the piranha that you know, doesn't just play in the same pond as the rest of them.
We see a move there from Scott Pocock down the inside of Steven Sinkovic. A position that Stephen didn't want to give away there. Up in front, Nathan Verney and Callan Hodgkinson side by side as well as they come down into the turn. Verney's going to follow it through really nicely.
Yeah, he's got that done, and probably, I think he might have got a 1x there because he fell off the track. You've got to keep 2 inside, and we're going to see it. Oh, Matt Tessier, that's not what you want to see for our current AM Championship leader.
Oh, that's big damage.
And I think that was a penalty I just heard issued out. That was Greg Johnson being issued for contact on lap 2. So that was that big incident going down the straight there. Oh, no. Oh, and he's taken out his teammate, I think, as well in that case.
Bradley Hudson, yep.
Yeah, so that's horrible. Not that he was anything more than a passenger once it started to go.
Yeah, there wasn't much he could do. It did look like he was going to dodge the field. You could see his foot was on the rear brakes, but once you're sliding, that's as far as you're going to get.
Well, you know, to be in control of a car, you sort of need to have those wheels need to rotate. You know, you can't just have one flat patch sliding across the asphalt. You don't have any control when that's happening. All right. At the moment, it is De Bono. He's got that lead out to about 1.3 seconds, so that's almost far enough to break the toe. Phil Vella, and Michael Cuttajar, well, their battle just continues, and I think that's what's enabled Dylan just to step out a little bit as Phil and Michael just are going toe-to-toe like they have been all season. On board with... This is Chris Swadling and Greg Bradley right behind him, was running P4 in this motor race, but is back on the hunt. Looks like he's avoided major damage, or maybe got in and used a repair, and has got himself back into some semblance of contention, buddy. P14. Alright, run here. Is this Loretti on Burns? And again, oh God, that was a nice attempt at a move there. Burns went really deep there. Good car control. Because already, went to go outside, bit of a fake, went for the inside dive, but Burns just, didn't pay any attention to it, but he broke where he normally would and held on to it. And now he's making a move on Fahey up the inside. This is good battling here. Can Fahey hold the inside here? Because if he does own the next corner and will retain his position. So you can see there, even though Burns got a great run and was making that attacking move, the problem is he gets caught on the outside here and see, yep, he had to give it up. So it's one of those tracks where, you can't just send it and then you've got it done. You've got to work for it.
Oh, yes. It looks like these guys are working their pants off this evening.
Well, I say it week on week out, buddy, but this mid-pack, the battle packs, it is so awesome to watch. And if you have a look at that timing tower there, you can see all orange and yellow in that middle chunk where all these guys are. It's so close in this mid-pack. It's even the same in the V8 AMs, buddy. There's a few guys that are showing some great pace in the AMs at the moment, but there's a bunch of guys between 6th and 7th and 20th.
Oh, Loretti's just gotten air off the back of Dwayne Burns.
Yep.
That
Burns has lost his rear wing.
That'll be interesting to see if they recall that in, but that was pretty crazy. Runs right up the back of him, gets launched. Manages to keep the car on track, but you can see Dwayne Burns now dropping in behind them.
Well, no rear wing. He's not going to be able to maintain those high-speed sort of runs, so he's just going to give up pace. And you'll see his teammate catching up to him easily here. Yeah, and he's just running wide. There's no... Going to try and get around. Oh, Swadling. He's done well to catch that, and he's actually hasn't lost too much, one position. As Santo goes through there. So it did cost him one spot, but a pretty good save there. Sometimes that's what you got to do, man. When you get that little tank slapper and she turns, you just got to ride the wave and go with it and start again. Because if you try and fight it, that's when you spin.
Hold on. Cross your cross everything and hold on. Hopefully you don't run someone else off the track. Jump back up towards the front. Loretti and Daniel Byrne are teammates. A big line of kittens here. Byrne, Loretti and Lydon. They can do. Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Labs.
They brought the lap down. Vella's caught up and Kalajar, so I wouldn't be surprised if Vella and Kalajar have just decided DeBono's getting a little bit too far ahead. Let's just work together. Even though Mike doesn't want to use a microphone, they're both smart enough racers to realise that if they keep fighting, Dylan's just going to run away with this race.
I feel like he's starting to, and the kitten brigade is getting split by Greg Bradley here as he slots in front of Andrew Lydon.
Bowen in there as well, so he's made a nice play in there. And I think maybe, was it Lydon maybe is the one that made contact, and he's just struggling a little bit for performance. Oh, Bradley, good save. I don't know if there was contact there with Santo. But, I'm sorry, is it Bowen?
It's Shane Bowen, yeah, mate.
Yeah, it was Shane Bowen, yeah, sorry. These guys are battling hard, and this is for 13th and 12th at the moment.
Pro-Ams up there are splitting out
Yeah.
top 10 as well.
Adam Simpson currently running P5. He is leading the Pro-Am Championship, and already, just... One thing that the Fishy boys are good at doing, and that is sort of, getting a stranglehold on a championship. Oh, there's a car around there.
Tyler Sheaf again, mate.
Was that Tyler Sheaf?
Yeah, he's been having
Has he broken that car? Or the white flag being waved by Barney, so how's that? He can't be waving it.
Yeah,
it is?
20 minutes gone, buddy. It sure is.
Oh, my timing tower is showing the time as 11 minutes. So that'd be why, but it is the final lap. Dylan DeBono, he's got about 0.6 of a second at the moment. He's done everything he needed to do at the moment. You can see that Vella and Kalajar are closing in, but they'll be back battling themselves for this second position because, again, this is the final lap. And they come around. I think Dylan DeBono's going to get enough done here to take out the first race tonight for the F3 Shannons Nationals. Second is Phil Vella, third Michael Kalajar. Pretty close between those boys there right at the end. So I think Phil got a run. Be interesting. How close was that? Oh, what is that? Is that 200ths? Oh, we're going to have a look at it here. Look pretty close.
That was super close. I missed the slow-mo over the line.
That's it.
Oh,
about half a car.
Yeah.
So Michael did get it. I thought Michael got a pretty good run there. There was a little bit of a wobble there from Phil. But great action for race number one tonight. For the Pro-Ams, it was Adam Simpson, P5 overall. So he'll start P6 for the next race. Or is it restarts right where he is?
Reverse top 10, mate, isn't it? So
Sixth.
Andrew Lydon will be jumping up into provisional P1. As he
we should have a short break at the moment, do we? Will they get ready for the next race?
Yeah, 10 minutes there is.
There we go.
Heat 1 results in Dylan DeBono for Velocity Sim Labs will take out the win with Phil Vella in behind him. Michael Kalajar, Jay Dixon, Adam Simpson, David Gallo, Darren Fahey, Daniel Byrne, Adrian Loretti, and Andrew Lydon. So due to the reverse top 10, Andrew Lydon will be on pole with his teammates. Look at that. The Kittens Racing will lock out the first 3 rows of this grid for our feature race this evening. If there are any drivers watching right now and want to come down and have a chat with us for the next 10 minutes, please do so. would love to hear from any of you guys.
I mean, that was an awesome race. I mean, it's to be expected. It is Interlagos. It is one of the best tracks for this sort of racing. You've got to love it. And, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, buddy, it lived up to every ounce of its reputation here with just our first race tonight. And we've still got one more to go.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Definitely, if we just randomly drag one of the guys down, hey? If we drag our series admin in and have a chat with Mr. Brad Hudson. I'm going
You can try and drag him in and see if he wants to have a chat with us. Okay.
Hey, Brad.
You've been drafted,
Yeah,
buddy.
surprise.
Gents, how are we?
Good, mate. Yourself? We thought we'd get you in here as our series admin, and because nobody else wanted to join us, so I just randomly picked you at random, and wanted to get your insights on race 1.
When you get to see mate.
Oh, no, I don't have any teammates in this one, but yeah, oh well, it is what it is. I had a few tangles and went backwards, but oh well. I'll move on to race 2.
Yeah, mate.
Well, it is Interlagos, buddy. You can't help but smile when you're racing around this place. Should be a pretty awesome awesome track in any car, but what's it like in an F3?
It's tight with the amount of competitors out here. Yeah, you look left, you look right, there's a car either side, up your inside, going around the outside. It's pretty hectic for the first couple of laps, so fingers crossed race 2 can open up a bit and get a bit of a rhythm for the next race and yeah, get a bit of performance.
All right, so is Adam Simpson already in trouble for being a Pro-Am and finishing P5 in the first race tonight?
Simpson, well done, mate. Don't know. Well, I guess he'll just move up the ladder. He's currently leading the Pro-Am. So where's his competitor? Andrew Lydon, wasn't it? Yeah. So, well, he finished P10. So there'll be a couple of points between them going into race 2. There's neck and neck. Well, they're tied. So
what does that divide, that new sort of classification done for the guys, because or the league, I suppose, chatter as a whole? Because one of the things I said earlier during the broadcast is that the F3 chat in Discord seems to be the most active, with you boys sort of, you know, hanging crap on each other and telling jokes as well as talking about the racing, apologies, tears, joy, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's very, very active, but I think by splitting it into 3, it's really given the guys towards the back something to look forward to each week. Or, you know, a couple of seasons ago we were one big group, and you know, we're the top of the top, flogging everyone, and guys at the back is turning laps. But now it gives them something. They're looking up the leaderboard to see where their competitors are. They might be, you know, only 5 spots in front, and next race they can try and make that up, as opposed to looking all the way from right at the back. And yeah, it just give a bit more hope. And yeah, I think the Pro-Am and the amateur is the place to watch. Like, it's going to be tight going into the end of the season, and as you can see, Pro-Am's tied right now, and Soriero had a bit of a kerfuffle in that last race, so I guess his competitors might have made up a few spots. So yeah, exciting times.
I was going to let you say something there, ShiBBy, because I took over the interview there, buddy.
It's all good, mate. It's your show, essentially. I'm just here as a tag-along.
Okay, I don't think this one's called the Cowy Show. This is the Shannons F3 Nationals, buddy, and these boys have been putting on the awesome show. But yeah, Brad, look, that mid-pack, man, we just watched a good chunk of those boys battling hard, man. Like P6 to P20 seems to be an awesome battle pack every week, buddy, and you've been right in the thick of it.
Yeah, unfortunately come off the wrong end of it, but that's racing. Like, I'm happy I'm out here each week, and we've got these fantastic fields with all the gents out there week in, week out, and it's tight. Like, I don't think anyone would disagree that it's hard work to get where you are. So yeah, bring on the rest of the season and next year, and hopefully the year after and the year after that.
Awesome, buddy. Well, we certainly appreciate you not volunteering your time to come down and have a chat with us.
Thank you very much, gents.
Oh, good, mate.
All
Have a
right,
great
buddy.
race.
I think we've got Dylan DeBono in the green room as well, so we want to bring Dylan in for a quick little chat as well.
That we
Oh, we got Dylan DeBono, buddy, race number 1 winner, man. You got a nice jump there at the start, and that safety car restart, buddy, you held them up for a long while, and did you think there might be a bit of shenanigans behind you? Just check out.
Yeah, well, this was obviously in the XL. I do a lot of racing at Sydney Motorsport Park, and with the long straight down there and the slipstream being such a big impact, I sort of used a bit of that knowledge, and I tried it out here, and it worked pretty well. So yeah, I thought there would be a few bus ups behind me, but I guess that's. At the end of the day, that's not my problem.
Yeah, did you get the impression that about halfway through that race, Phil and Michael gave up fighting each other and decided to fight you?
Yeah, I noticed when Phil got past Michael, or when I don't know, whenever they passed each other, I seen them sort of, stop fighting. They sort of came towards me. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to keep driving faster,
Yeah, mate, you look, it's been those two battling the championship for the last couple of seasons, and you sort of jumped in and put your sort of oar in the water. How have the boys been so far? Have you had much of a chance to have a chat to either of them about the racing?
Oh, every time, every week, when me and Phil or Michael are in the green room waiting to be interviewed by you boys, we chat about it then, but we don't really talk outside of it. We just come in each week, do our job, and get out of there, I guess. But man, I don't know, it's always good fun racing with Phil. He's a good guy, races hard and clean. I guess that's all you can ask for.
Awesome, buddy. All right, buddy, we've only got a couple of minutes to go, so we might throw you back to the Wolves. P10, you got any particular strategy for dealing with the mid-pack here, or is it just try to have, eyes and ears at 360 degrees?
Full send forward.
Awesome, buddy.
Nah, just kidding. I'm just gonna try and beat it at the end, because the championship's getting real close. Almost at the end of the season. I've seen how bad it can go. Last night, I was in a good spot. I just rushed to move and paid the price for it. So I'm going to take my time, get it done, and hopefully beat it at the end.
Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations, mate. Bad luck about last night. Well done tonight, and we'll see how you go from P10 on the grid, buddy. Dylan DeBono there, winner of race number 1 for Velocity Sim Labs. Well, buddy, got about a minute and a half or so to go. Anything you'd like to talk about for after watching the first race here tonight, buddy?
No.
Well, I know you said, commentary's not really what your forte, but you've got to give a little bit more than a one-syllable, one-word answer, buddy.
Racing's been good. It's been tough to keep on track of everything, but yeah, we're getting there, and I think the 40-minute race is going to be awesome.
Oh, but look, as far as everything goes, the reason that we've got these big numbered fields that are really starting to come out now is because of the dedication of all the admins behind the scenes. It's being able to offer the full product. Not only is it the racing is out there, but you've got the race control to look after it. You've got the broadcast side of it and the admin behind the scenes to deal with all the little squabbles. We've got a ticket system in place for, anyone that does disagree with the decision of race control. That seems to be working pretty good. So, we're just trying to offer the whole package, and, as we go on, mate, that package continues to get refined, and I know that you've been bringing quite a few of those innovations to the fore as well, buddy.
Yeah, on the broadcast side, we're always trying to innovate new things and sort of lead the way here with especially sim racing casting in Australia and New Zealand, as esports itself, of course, over here isn't as big as the rest of the world. So always trying to innovate and get new and exciting things happening to showcase our drivers, all our drivers, sponsors, and of course all our sponsors as well. As the grid for our 40-minute feature race is ready to go, as Sam Katakazunas joins us this evening. Says, g'day SRWTV and chat. G'day, Sam. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Also, Connor Nixon there. I missed that before. I saw it earlier, Connor, buddy. We were in the middle of it. Yep, what's up as well, buddy? Yeah, what a cracker race number 1 was, buddy. Race number 2, well, as you said, it's an all kittens front row with Andrew Lydon and Adrian Loretti, and then it's an all kittens row number 2 with Daniel Byrne and Darren Bay. So you got 4 cats up front. Do you think they're going to have claws out? Because there's a 5th one sitting in P5, David Gallo. So I don't think I've ever seen all 5 kittens or all one team take up the first 5 spots of the grid.
I have.
You have? Okay.
It's the Fishies. This would be the only other team that I have now seen do it, so...
That's right. So we've got Adam Simpson P6, Jay Dixon P7, and then Michael Carter, Phil Vella, Dylan DeBono rounding out our top 10. They will be the 3 to watch. Greg Bradley, that's a pretty good recovery for Greg because he was running P4. He did get tagged and dropped back, and he's fought back to P11, so that's a great result. Andrew Johnson also P12 with a great steady result there. Shane Bowen, we had a bit of a look at Shane and Chris Swaddling battling there in that first race. Brett Del Santo got a bit of air time there, a part of that battle as well, so he's done well to get up into P15. Michael Cochran, Scott Pocock, Nathan Burney, Danny Matisich and Caleb Belloc rounding out the top 20. Mitch McIntyre, Doug the Grandpa Gowans, Chris Hodgkinson, Dwayne Burns, Keegan Caldwell. Keegan was a bit unlucky in that first race, getting taken out by Mr. Sheepy, but he's recovered at least to P25. Stephen Singovich, we didn't even see Stephen tonight. Where are the Spinoviches? They're gone, buddy. I reckon that's a great thing for your driving. It's awesome to see, buddy. We're not getting as much airtime anymore. Daniel Fritz, Brad Hudson, Stephen Brooks, and Matt Tessierro running out the top 30, and then our non-finishers, Dan Bartish, Tyler Sheep, Greg Johnson. And I think we were missing Nathan Gardner from race number 1, so just Greg and Tyson, our race controllers. Driver 808 in car 809.
Yeah, Lydon.
Yeah, Lydon well, so 808, that's Andrew Lydon is 809. So you reckon they've done the seat swap? I see what you're saying, Sam.
No, they promote Daniel Bowen's YouTube channel, which is called Driver 808. So all of the cars say Driver 808 down the side of it.
But that's all good. Alright, well, we have the lights coming up. It is race number 2 here, 40-minute feature race from first top 10, so it's going to be action right from the word go, and their offers a quick light drop too, so that might have caught a couple of them out, but already spreading 4, 5, 6 wide as we go into T1. And
it's already a big accident, mate. Big accident in the back of the field.
Vernie caught up in that swaddling.
Another car's off track again. Lots of cars damaged.
And safety car already, buddy. So we not getting much past T1 with the safety cars tonight.
No, definitely not. That was like 5, 6 cars all off track.
Look at Dixon. Dixon somehow has managed to get up in the mix there of those kittens before that safety car call came out.
Yeah, so the DFR
that'll be interesting. Did he sneak that in? Because he's now P3.
He's up 4 spots, mate. Up 4 spots. So he definitely snuck through there before that safety car was called.
He might be one someone start to have a look at there too, buddy, because it looks like he got a lightning launch. Alright, well the safety car will come out on track where we've got those guys have still got a whole lap to get around. But I'm sure we'll see them slow it down now. Try and extend that window as much as they can. But that means you're on wood now, buddy. You said there's only going to be 2 safety cars. So you're just going to take your tap in your desk at the moment?
Yeah. You're lucky money's not on the line.
Up the inside. It was that colour jar trying to go up the inside.
Yeah, we'll get back on that. But this is Jay Dixon. He actually managed just to get really nice overtakes done. He gets past 2 kitten cars really, really quickly and rounds up the 3rd with not much more of an ease. So great start for Dixon there. Unfortunately, not the best start for everybody else in the background.
Andrew Lydon really got caught out there. I thought that he must have been the car that went up high and wide. Oh, so there was contact there. Burns copped it. Santo's got a bit of a hit as well. I didn't see who that was. Was it Andrew Johnson that came flying through there? I think Scott Pocock caught up in that. Nathan Burney got caught up in it. There's 4 or 5 big names there that got caught up in that damage. All right.
So
Here we
there's
go.
a car in front of him here.
So Santo's gone for a move right down the middle.
Who is this?
Pocock. Oh,
Where's the
no.
car? It is that blue car there, and I don't know the colours of the
I
cars.
think that might have been Santo. That might be Brett Del Santo there. That's just, I don't know if he's made contact or he's got contact. As you said, Pocock's coming through there as well in that area. So there's a lot going on there. A lot for race control.
So now it's this car here, the 678. There we go. Now I can see the number. So 678.
That is Johnson. That's Andrew Johnson.
All right. So I think this is where it all starts, to be honest, mate, is with Andrew Johnston.
I think both him and Santo run a blue car, so that's maybe why I confused that.
So we
Has
see...
he been clipped?
Oh, he's been run up the back.
Yeah,
of a
so
car.
I think, is that Pocock that clipped him? Can't see what car number that is there. Daniel Byrne. It was Daniel Byrne, I think, that's clipped him.
And then we've had a huge catastrophe of all cars going flying.
No? No, it's Johnson.
Number
And I didn't see what-
35 is
It's a Red Rocket Racing.
Chris Wadling there. As, yep, there we go. Run straight into the back of him. Sent him into the wall. And they have come across. There's nowhere else that they can do. It's just caused a
He's got no
huge,
control.
Yeah,
He's got
look,
no control of the car there.
massive check-up for the rest of the field.
Well, we've had a couple of big moments to start each of these races tonight. We do know that, the start is where you get a majority of your moves done, but, these cars, cold tyres, it's can be rather diabolical, and it's so easy to get it wrong. At that important time where you are pushing to gain those early positions before the field sort of gets spread out a bit. But you got to weigh that against, how your tyres are going. Maybe he slowed down early, Sam. That's a possibility. I mean, one of the disadvantages of these cars is you don't have brake lights. So, if the car in front jams on the brakes and you're too close, you got to sort of be anticipating it. I don't know, some of the faster guys have talked about that in the reverse grid races, that sometimes they're not sure where the car in front's going to be braking. So it's definitely something that you've got to deal with as a pro driver in these mixed, these reverse top 10 races. Okay, I think someone there may be complaining race control and closed the pits, and but they got held up for a little bit.
See what race control feeds through to us. If there's any updated information that will appear on the screen.
Well, at the moment, it'll be all about just trying to get the field settled down. Mate, it took us a little bit just to unpack what happened there. So I'm sure race control is going to be looking at more angles than what we did. So they'll want to at least take some time to have a look at that. But at the moment, I think the safety car is pulling away from the field, is he? Yep, he is. So control has been handed back to Adrian Loretti. I think it was Andrew Leiden that ran wide on T1 and just got gobbled up by a bunch of cars going up the inside, and I think maybe it was Dixon that hung him out there as well. But he was on the front row now, running P6. And how does Jay Dixon feel? He's a downforce racing machine in a kitten sandwich at the moment. A double kitten sandwich.
Well, we know the DFR drivers quick. We've seen them hold the top of the grids and the finishing
This seems to
spots.
be the tactic, buddy. Hold it right to the line. And he's gone up. He's gone a little bit earlier than the line. And we are back racing. It is lap number 6, is it?
Yes,
I'm getting that right.
Lap 4.
Oh, I got that right.
Lap
Lap
four,
4,
lap
there
four.
you go. Yeah, I think I got to ignore one of my screens as showing some wrong data at the moment, but it is Adrian already leading away his teammate Daniel Byrne. Though I would not be surprised to see Daniel go to the front quickly here. And already you can see, well, it looks like they're boxing in Jay a little bit here, these kittens. Definitely making life hard for him.
As soon as he gets past, with how quick the DFR guys are, he's going to be hunting down the top two. Jay's going to want to try and get through as quick as possible. Looks like there may have been. Oh, someone's just lost the front splitter.
Simpson. Oh, I was just about to say he's having a cracker race and starting it well again, but he's gone in too hard. Lost the nose of that. And who's that in the rear? That's Leiden. So Leiden's maybe suffered rear damage there as well in that. Yeah, he's missing a wing. So, that could be double trouble for Adam Simpson, because it could be race control ire as well.
Oh, there's more cars off in the background.
Oh, no.
More cars.
Oh, carnage.
Oh, there's an absolute chaos on the corner.
Trixie caught up in that. There's that Vernie caught up in it. Cochrane.
There's more accidents going on.
Johnson.
What is happening? This has turned into a destruction derby. What is going on?
Oh, they're coming out and there's more cars coming through.
Absolute chaos.
It just descended from pure control to utter chaos in mere moments. No word from race control about safety car just yet. I'd say they're probably more inclined just to let this peter out for a lap or two, let them spread a bit out and then reassess the carnage.
Yeah, well, everybody's going into the pits now. Well, a lot of cars are because of damage.
Yeah, fast.
I honestly feel like that just went from controlled racing to absolute chaos on every corner ahead of them.
Oh, there were certainly moments, but again, I mean, you got to put a lot of it down to maybe cold tyres and pushing too hard for your own good. I think sometimes, you know, we see it time and time again.
Pros to
oh, look at that little moment there from Dixon. He's caught it nicely, but that's compromised his run, and you can see Gallo has got a run on him already. Cuttajar looking to strike as well. He might find himself down a couple of spots at this rate, though he has defended it nicely. Cuttajar with a beautiful sweeping move, and they're going to try. Oh, he's almost got squeezed. They've touched wheels as well.
Super close for Cuttajar. He's definitely going to push his way through. He's up 2 spots now, so we know he's got the pace. He's just got to get around all of the other drivers as we see Gallo knocking Dixon back down. Dixon will lose that spot there to Gallo. He's still going to be on the inside of him, though. He's not letting this position get away.
I think that's right, Sam, calling it an F3 salad back there before, buddy. I think you're right. And Caleb, I'm not sure what's happened there, buddy. I'll have to talk to race control. We don't know. I didn't even know that you dropped out, buddy.
No, we were trying to unpack the chaos that unfolded across 4 corners.
Oh, and you can see here the train just continuing. Cuttajar now up into P6, and he's putting the pressure on Dunn Dixon. So far, the kittens have all been able to sort of fight off the DFR machine, and it's actually cost Jay a spot in the process. So, those kittens, man, they're pretty dangerous when you get them in a pack.
Oh, yes.
Well, it is lap 6 now, just coming to start lap 7 of tonight's feature race here for the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. Of course, we love having them on board, as we do all of our sponsors. Without their help, we certainly can't put on the show that we do week after week. Look, and it's action like this. Look at this, Cuttajar, Gallo, Dixon, and now Vela joining the fight as well. Cuttajar tries to sweep around the outside. He's got a nice one for the next corner. It's where you want to be, going into this middle section of the track here at Interlagos. Remember, Interlagos does refer to in between lakes, so that's why it's Interlagos. But it is an awesome track, and you can see there that, you know, Michael Newey, just if he can hold it around the outside there, he's got the gun spot for the next section of the lap. And is that Vela? It was a Dixon, so it was Vela that got through, wasn't it? No, Gallo that got through as well. So Kanajar got ahead of Gallo, sorry, and Dixon's fallen back as a part of that, and now he's got his teammate behind him. So, I mean, these guys are battling hard. De Bono's only been able to make up one spot so far, but the action in front of him, that would keep him salivating, buddy, because as long as they're fighting, he's in with a chance.
Yeah, definitely. Biggest mover tonight is actually Mr. Steven Sinkovic from Team SRW Motorsports, one of the only Team SRW Motorsports guys getting out there at the moment through these series, up 14 spots into P12, with Tyler Sheaf, the Velocity SimLab driver, actually up 19 spots. So solid drive from both of them. I do believe, though, because of all those incidents, we see Vil put the nose out.
Well, Vela's got that done around Gallo, so we've actually missed that pass, and then Gallo's tried to fight it back. So I'd say Vela's got him down T1 through T1 to T3, and you can see that Bradley now joining the back of this battle pack. And it's one of the things, the moment you start fighting with a car, it slows you down, and that just brings the bunch up. So the fact that it's been Kanajar and Vela, so I think there's that Gallo that's, the Kanajar's got in front of Gallo, and so has Vela. So yeah, so those boys now just starting to carve into the little bit of dominance that the Kittens had at the front of the field, chipping them away one by one.
Yeah, definitely. And Dylan De Bono still on the back of this in P9. So there's only about a second between the whole the front nine. You can see there is a nice train there. So they're looking. De Bono's not too far off the back. All he's got to do is stick in here and keep the draft running. And we're not even halfway yet. He's got plenty of time to start making his way back up.
Big lock up from Dixon. Or was that, yeah, it was Dixon with a big lock up. It's left him vulnerable. De Bono trying to go around the inside. A little bit of a tap there, I think. But I think that might have been Jay trying to just close it up, and I think his wings taking a little bit of sort of a ding to it there. So that's probably going to hurt his performance until he can get to the first pit stop. So De Bono taking a 1x there as he ran wide, but getting a run on Bradley here now as well. And, you know, look, Greg Bradley, he's shown some real pace tonight here at Interlagos. He qualified P4 for race number 1. And, you know, got spun in that first race, fought his way back to P11. He's now up in P7. So he's really showing his class around this track. And it's awesome to see when you've got those guys that maybe aren't as fast as the De Bonos and the Velas of this world, but when you get their track, they're right on it.
Yeah, definitely. We know that certain drivers have their favourite tracks, and they also have tracks that they really heavily dislike, and you can see the difference in their driving skill
sure.
across them.
So I reckon, buddy, there wouldn't be many that would call this track one of them.
No, this is, as we mentioned at the start, a hands-down favourite, as we see Jay Dixon, the first to take the scheduled pit stop.
That's because of that wing damage.
Huge accident with Dylan De Bono. What has got on there? Was that 2 cars, or was just that De Bono on his own? No, there was 2 cars involved with this.
It's against Bradley. But what's happened here is he locked. Oh, he's just made wheel contact. So he's climbed up into Greg Bradley. Probably has done pretty well to get out of that fairly unscathed. And I'm sure he's got a fast repair when he pits to be able to fix anything if there is anything wrong. But we may well see De Bono decide to pit early here. Normally the strategy seems to be run the tank dry, because that's when it's fastest. Because when you're pitting, you're generally not taking tyres, because it's just not worth the extra 10 or 15 seconds it takes to put the tyres on. And you know, then 2 laps of them being cold. We can see Adam Simpson here continuing to go. I get the feeling Adam has used up his fast repair earlier in the race.
Yeah, because he's still limping around with that non-existent front wing there. Splitter.
Yeah, he hit it earlier. I'd say got caught up in an earlier incident because he was right near the front, remember, battling P6, I think, at some stage for this race. So he's repaired it, and then he's got caught up again, so there's no point coming in. He's just lapping, trying to get whatever points he can out of it. Nice move there from Kalajar and Fahey. So again, these fast pros are really starting to show their dominance. They, you know, take their time, fella, getting around Fahey as well. So now the question will be, 2 of the kittens have fallen by the wayside. There's still 2 more out front. Can Byrne and Loretti work together? You can already see that in the process. Byrne has got past Loretti. Whether or not that was a team decision or just an outright move on track, we didn't see that. Sheep Dixon, and is that... Oh, Tesoriero, no, contact. I think that's Tesoriero that's maybe made contact with the rear of that car.
And he's just driven off the track. Yep, not sure.
And there's not going to be able to get around there, I don't think. Oh, look at he does.
That's wrong. Now he can.
Wow, I didn't know that there was a detour there. Probably something you don't really want to take. And DeSanto here trying to put a bit of pressure on... Oh, sorry, that was Gowan's putting pressure on DeSanto. Yeah, sorry. And Sigovic in front of him, P11. So, again, Stephen is getting the hang of these cars and keeping himself out of danger. And the more laps that you do, I think he's... Has he upgraded his gear too? Is he finally off the G27?
Who?
Mr. Sinkovic.
Yeah, he's been on a SimQ, I think, or something. I honestly don't know, but he's on a proper direct drive wheel now and pedals, so...
Oh, so no excuses anymore. But it's good to see. We haven't really had any Spinovic calls for a while now, so definitely improving his consistency. And Gowans did get the job done there on DeSanto. So good little battle here, though Doug has shown his pace this season. Oh, nice move there from
Vela
on Fahey. So Fahey must have got back around him, or Vela's made a mistake. Oh no, so something's happened to Kalajar. He's back in P7, buddy. We missed something there. We've definitely missed something. I don't know if you can go back and have a look. Kalajar's had an up. There he's there, and he's banged the wall.
He's lucky that didn't cost more damage. The tyre wall definitely saved him, and it looks like he will continue on.
Yeah, look at here, and if there is damage, they'll be able to pit quickly and take advantage of the fast repair, but that has cost him quite a bit of time out on track. Not only the position, but the, you know, he's now finding himself about 7-8 seconds off the lead, and that's going to be hard to break up by the end. Oh, is that Sigovic running wide there, and Gowan's going through. Looks like DeSanto's going to take advantage of that too as well. But in the past, we'd see Stephen die when that happened. Whereas now he's got some semblance of control, and he just dealt with the grass, got his foot out of it, took it easy, brought it back on. Oh, Vela and Byrne now. So that is Phil Vela going up the inside of Daniel Byrne, down into the bottom turn there. Fahey getting a run on his teammate as well, but I'm sure he'll get out of that there because Daniel's got the inside. So Phil Vela going through to the lead of this motor race now.
No, Daniel Byrne's still in the lead, and in the lead by 3.3 seconds. So that was actually Adrian Loretti and Darren Fahey chasing down Phil Vela there.
Yeah, so it was Phil getting past Loretti. So I think that might have been a bit of play by the boys to try and hold Phil up for a little bit. See if they could buy Daniel a nice little window. So it's 2.9 seconds currently, so we'll have to keep an eye on the lap times. But Phil Vela, we've seen time up again what a speed demon he can be once you get him in some cleaner air.
All of the DFR drivers as well, like, you know, we've seen them on the podium so much this series. So
Pricey's saying we don't need to jinx Steve, and congrats from from Sam on the front gear. Yeah, I love it.
First run of pit stops are in. Byrne, Vella, The Ready, Fahey, De Bono and Bowen. Our top 6 have all come in. Bradley has followed. Hodgkinson, Gowans, Del Santo. So that's right down. That's our top 10 all through the pits. Byrne is already on his way out.
So keep an eye out where Cuttajar comes into the mix as well. Look at how much time Phil Vella made up on the pit stop too. So that gap was 2.9 seconds a lap ago. It's now 0.9. So has Phil short-filled as he just nailed that pit stop. But it's a safety car that came out as a result. So that's why they all pitted, buddy.
Oh, okay. There was a safety car.
You have to go back and try and have a look to see what happened. Jay Dixon went off track. Matt Tessiero had a big moment, so I think he might be the one. Gallo replay. Okay, ShiBBy saying, let's have a look at the Gallows replay. So we can have a look at David Gallo's replay there, buddy, and see what's happened, because he's now back in P28.
There's just so much going on. I've got to filter through all the information.
Yeah.
On board with David Gallo now. Oh.
And just couldn't do anything about it there, and that is destruction. You know, I had one of them last week at Miami, buddy, where the car went sideways right off the start of the grid and just turned straight in front of me. And yeah, there's just nothing you can do. So look at this. And he's tried to avoid it. He should have gone right. But it's one of those things, you sometimes you got to choose. You've got a split moment to choose left or right. And sometimes it's worse than 50-50. Don't choke on us, buddy. Oh, it's a dry throat, mate. There's plenty going on tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I had to turn off some of my event filtering to actually find that. So we do have a safety car. I would love to go back and have a look at all that chaos that pursued earlier. Oh my gosh.
It's been a pretty exciting race so far. Alright, so this is, so that was the contact early on. Oh.
That was the lap 1 chaos.
Yep.
Oh, and Johnston in the wall there as well.
Well, that was that the first safety car?
Yeah, I believe so.
They caused the first safety car.
Just trying to find out where all that chaos started. This is under safety car conditions, so I think we let go at lap 4. So this is Danny Matestic here. Oh!
That's it, sure. I don't know if you just sort of tried to go around the outside there and maybe sort of lost it, or maybe had some help there as well, but you know, sort of 3 cars got caught up in that. On the outside, look, just contact, and I don't know if there's a lot. Was that, who's that involved there? Keegan Caldwell. I don't think there's a lot Keegan could have done with that either, because suddenly the car sort of appeared right front, but he kept going there, so that's something he might have to deal with if he caused incident to other drivers, because one of the big no-nos is you gotta let everyone go through. Hold your brakes until everyone goes through, and then you can get yourself going. Alright, is this the next thing? What?
There was so much happening.
So contact here was there. Fritzy. I think he shifted to avoid contact, and a couple of guys just with a bit of a nose to tail there as a result.
Everybody up, so... these guys have...
reversed back into him. So it just unsettled them enough. You can see that, so they've all had to brake and go over, and it's a contact there. That's unfortunate. Was that Nathan Burney that clipped there? And I mean, he's just turning in as normal, and suddenly there's a car there that's not going. So he's tried to go around and maybe didn't give enough room.
Another one as well. This is with Lydon. Has lost his rear wing here. Oh, and he's just around. Johnston's into him.
There's nothing he can do about it there, and it's just
and everybody goes around. This was that chaos that I said. It's just turned into a destruction derby.
Yep.
That is a lot
Except
for
you
the
guys
race
already
stewards.
coming through there now too, so yeah. Caleb, I don't know if we can find that incident, buddy, because SDK shows us you know, off tracks and crashes and things like that. I don't know if we can look anything specific.
It was I don't know why you got kicked, mate. That is totally up to race stewards, but the incident was that one on the back of Nathan Verney. That looks like there was a bit of contact, and that the 3 cars then, including yourself, have gone around. So definitely race control. There is a lot to unpack for the stewards. There was a bunch happening from lap 1 to lap 5. A lot of incidents, a lot of cars off track. It will take time for them to sit through and get it all sorted, as they are still trying to also steward a live race. So be patient with the race stewards, as it is not an easy job, and I definitely don't want to do it.
Mate, it is a thankless job. That is a real thing. You know, it's sort of one of those. It's one of those jobs that, you know, when no one is complaining, you know, you're doing a good job, but that's never the case. You know, so it's sort of one of those things that it's hard to get praise. It's easy to get criticism, and you know, unfortunately, you know, we can only look at so many angles, and you know, they can look at things a lot more in depth and make those decisions, you know, and sometimes it can be a little, you know, stipulation that's in the rules. So, you know, as drivers, we need to make sure we're familiar with all the rules and read those rule books, you know, but even then, you know, like I think I got pinged for contact at Bathurst, and I thought I had right to be there, but I was over the white line, so technically I was outside the track, and therefore that makes it a rejoin. So therefore it's my fault for the contact. So, you know, sometimes, you know, that's the way the rules are written, and, you know, the worst thing is some of them, they have to be written that way to take away the grey areas. It's not that people are looking to abuse them, but, you know, when you've got grey, it really makes it hard, you know, for you to make a decision. So you instead make it a razor ironclad decision, you know, that there's no recoil. If you do it, it happens, you know. And I know we're talking to race control a bit before, and they were talking about sort of some of the advantage that you can get around here with certain slingshots if you use extra bits of the track and that in qualifying. So I thought they were going to have a chat to the drivers about that, and I didn't hear any controversy over the radio, buddy, so I think all the drivers must have complied fine with it.
Yeah, that's what the ticket systems are for. If something needs to be reviewed, follow the set out as we get to go racing again.
Here is the strategy. Hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. He's going to hold them up right to the line. Yep. Yep, he's gone just a little bit before. Looks like he might have caught Vela a little bit napping there. And you can see that the 2 kittens, or even the 3 kittens there, all of them in the same chat, so they would have been counting down that restart, so they all went at the right time. One of the advantages you got when you got a few teammates up fighting for those pointy positions. De Bono now right back in the hunt. He started P10 this race. He said he's going to be quiet about it after joking he was going to send it. Well, so far the slow and steady, quiet and steady has worked for him up into P4, and he's now battling for the podium. And you can see already there Fahey blocking that inside line. Didn't want to even give De Bono a sniff there. So, yep, going defensive early. De Bono making a little bit of a move, but you can see there then that just creates him a little bit off pace with the rest of the pack. And Oz had a nice move up the inside there from Bowen on Jay Dixon. So a few of these guys supporting damage a bit earlier. Looks like they've got those cars fixed. Back running now, and that's Bradley up the inside of Gowans as well. So already a couple of early movers on this first lap after the restart, buddy.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute sprint pretty much to finish out this heat series tonight. This heat, our feature race here this evening. 10 minutes left to go.
And look, one of the things you learn here on a Wednesday night, buddy, is that every race ends up in a 10-minute sprint at the end. It just seems to be the way these boys roll. Oh, 3 wide down T1. Look at this stuff here. Bowen, Bradley, and Dixon there, and there's that Doug Gowan's coming into the fray as well. Is that DeSanto? No, it's Pocock back there as well.
Yeah, it is Del Santo, mate. It is Del Santo.
Yep, I thought so. These boys having an absolute rip, tear and go here, I suppose. And you can just see changing position, that toe coming into play every lap means that you've got an attacking run. Looking up front, and it's Vela has got past Byrne. Can Byrne keep and stick it with him? DeBono past Fahey as well. So already the Kittens boys have a little bit of heat under the collar. But this is dangerous because Phil Vela, once he gets to the front, he has a chance of checking out, and checking out in a big way. You know, he likes to try and set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap when he's already 10 seconds in front. So Katajar's closing in as well. So that safety car happening at a nice time for him. He was 8 seconds back, whereas now he's within a couple of seconds of the lead. 10 minutes to go. Well, if he can stay in this tow, he is still in the hunt. Oh, Byrne trying to go around the outside, so this is what we were talking about before. If he can hold around the outside there, he's got the inside line for turn 2, but no, he comes in behind. Again, Dixon getting a nice move there on Bradley. It might have been Bradley starting to put some pressure on Dixon.
Dixon got that move done on Greg Bradley.
He got
there.
that done.
Yep.
Yeah, nicely done. So, but at the moment, you see there that the field coming back on him, but at the moment it's DeBono now applying heaps of pressure to driver 808 Daniel Byrne, who's in turn is trying to apply his level of pressure to Phil Vela. This is a great battle. This is 1, 2, 3, and we are inside the final 9 minutes. So this is cracking viewing, and you know, like the Gold Coast on the weekend, buddy, where we had that great battle at the end, this is looking like it's going to shape up as something similar.
This is definitely going to come down to the wires. DeBono's finding himself in this battle for the top podium finishes as well.
Oh, he's got a good run here too. He's got a great run on Byrne. Byrne's trying to hold the middle of the track there, because Dylan DeBono got a massive launch. You watch him be up alongside him by the time they hit the line, and if he can break deep up here, he's going to try and hold that outside line, because then it becomes the inside. This is what it's all about. There, see there? Now it's the inside, and this is where he can own the corner and yank the truck in. So great job done there by Dylan DeBono. But yeah, it's not one of those corners where you're going to see the guy dive up the inside. The outside at T1 is where you get it done.
Great move from DeBono. The thing is, though, yeah, it looks like the Fishy boys are going to fight back.
Oh, the Kittens.
Oh, the Kittens, yep.
As they used to call them, the Fishies is your big team on the track, man. Here it's the Kittens. We have had quite a few of the DFR boys. I think there's 3 or 4 or 5 of them out there now. Velocity Sim Labs is 3 or 4 of them as well. So we do have a couple of big teams out there. And at the moment, Andrew Lydon.
Got a move done.
Is it Simpson? So who's leading the Pro-Ams at the moment? Is it Simpson still leading the Pro-Ams?
Bradley up in our overall P8.
Yeah, no, you are right. Greg's been right in the hunt. He was a bit unlucky in race 1, I really think. But the fact that he's inside the top 10 race 2 just shows you how good he is. He was able to shrug that off, get back, race. And he got to P11 race 1, and now he's running inside the top 10 and right in the mix of the pros. So definitely a track that's one of his favourites, and he's showing it.
Yeah,
oh, look at this, Adam Simpson. He did get that car fixed in the safety car, so now he's back fighting hard. Because remember, that car was about half a car a few laps ago. But again, here, is he going to make the outside move work? Looks like he's done enough to hold it here. Yep, that's what it's all about.
Great move there from Simpson, putting him up into P11. Still down 5 spots on his qualifying, but still a lot of points to be gained for him there. Sitting second in the Pro-Am series for tonight.
He was a bit unlucky because he's been right at the front tonight, like Greg Bradley. He's been right in the hunt, so they've been the 2 Pro-Ams that have really been on song here for Interlagos tonight. And just unfortunately, Adam Simpson got caught up in a couple of incidents. It did look like they weren't anything of his making either, and that's what put him back. We saw him back in 28th at one stage, and he's now in 11th, so that's an awesome fight back.
Yeah, it's going to be a great run to the finish with only 3 minutes left to go. We will be keeping an eye out to see if Barney is doing his job this evening. He seems to be around at Interlagos. Must like this track. Doesn't want to disappear for a beer and a chalky milk.
As I said to you, buddy, keep an eye on that lap time. So 27... Is it a 27.79 is our best lap so far? Right, and I would not be surprised that he pips that right at the end here. Let's keep an eye out. This Barney's not waving the flag. So, yep, so he's starting to turn it on.
That's De Bono now on the back of Vela, so he's just done a 27.58, and Vela did a 27.72. It's only 10.
Kalajar's right on the back of those 2 kittens as well, buddy, so he's looking to make a play as well for that final podium position. Let's see how well Byrne and Fahey can work together to hold Michael back. I mean, again, it's not one of those things we talk about, it may be a bit of jest. You know, these guys aren't driving dirty by using team tactics. But if they can make sure they give each other a slipstream, or maybe, you know, go too wide at a couple of corners and things like that. Again, you know, look at these. All 3 cars here look like they're teammates, but I don't think they are. Look at them.
No, some of the plates are hard to tell.
Burn.
Yeah, Burns, Pocock and Del Santo all look like they're on a similar team because of the colours.
I think just Del Santo and Burns look like the same team there.
Racing, Red Rocket Racing, and
that's right.
Volvo Racing,
Yep, there we go. But these boys having a great crack at it. This is currently the battle for P12. We go back to Keegan Caldwell here, running back in 22nd. He's up 3 spots. We do know he got caught up in a big incident in race number 1. I think he got caught up in something in race number 2 as well, but he's got his car fixed now. Alright, that was white flag, I think, buddy, as Bradley has got past Dixon, so again, it's still on for young and old up at the front, but I'm pretty sure I saw Barney waving the white flag, so we have got 1 to go, and it's currently Phil Vella with about a 0.9 second lead. Is this Byrne making a move, or Fahey making a move on his teammate?
Keep it clean, guys. Don't want to ruin it now with Cuttajar hot on your tail.
But they can go double breast here, and see, Michael's got nowhere to go. See, this is the one corner where they could probably work together and just create a bit of a roadblock there, and that's what they've done. And it's Fahey that has got past Byrne, but looks like Byrne's got up the inside. No. And these guys having a great battle here, but we better go to the front because I think Phil Vella is coming around. I know he's thought he was a bit further ahead, didn't he?
He's coming towards the final 2 corners now. Downforce of Racing Drive. Phil Vella up 8 spots from qualifying, sitting in P1. Coming through the final corners now. Still a bit of a battle going on at the back for P4 and 5.
But it will be our championship leader, Phil Vella, for Downforce Racing, that will take out the feature race here tonight. Round 5 of the Shannons Formula 3 National is done and dusted, and Phil Vella will be extending his championship lead. Dylan De Bono with a great drive from P10 on the grid to P2, so probably driver of the night there for Dylan. And Darren Fahey with a podium for Kittens Racing. The Kittens boys will be absolutely stoked with that because they know what they're up against with the likes of Michael Cuttajar, Dylan De Bono and the other Downforce Racing boys. So they will be stoked to get one of their own on the podium. It's been, I think we had a chat to them a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, the Kittens always like to get their claws out on the podium, buddy. Michael Cuttajar finishing P5 behind Daniel Byrne, Adrian Loretti. So, you know, we still say that about the kittens, but we got 4 kittens in the top 6, so they'd be pretty happy with their racing tonight. Greg Bradley, the leading Pro-Am driver, finishing P7. What a great drive from Greg tonight, considering that he got caught up in an incident not of his own making. So the gods were certainly conspiring against him tonight, but obviously he loves this track and he's really able to turn it on and get himself back up to the pointy end. Jay Dixon, well, we saw Jay right in the fight there, all of that race number 2 and a good chunk of race number 1 as well. So I'm sure it possibly not the result he was looking for, but he was right in the thick, and knowing Jay, he would have thoroughly enjoyed that racing. Doug Gowans with a great drive, getting inside the top 10, P9, and also Shane Bowen with, again, newcomer to the league, and putting his machine inside the top 10 with a great drive. So, look, awesome to have you with us tonight, ShiBBy, and man, that was action packed. I think that was even crazy for F3 standards.
Yeah, I've caught some of the broadcasts throughout the season, and there was definitely a lot more going on than I was expecting. So, but really good racing throughout most of the field. A few incidents through the night put a bit of a sour taste in everybody's mouth. You know, incidents are going to happen. It is racing, so. But yeah, great turnout for the F3, great show, and a huge shout out to Shannon's Insurance for allowing us to put on this Shannon's F3 Nationals.
Now I hope we are going to get in our leading AM drivers as well. So we've got a few of the guys coming into the green room now. So I don't know if you can have a look at the results. As far as goes, we can have a look at our leading AM driver and leading Pro-Am driver, because they're all jumping into the briefing room. So not the green room, they're all in the briefing room. So I think that maybe is Tyson helping sort all of that out. Or maybe has got a bit of talking down to do to the team, I don't know. So our leading AM driver, Matt Tessierero, he finished in P19 in race number 2. Was there any other AM drivers that finished above him? Mark Cochran? Let me have a look. For some reason my SDK overlays aren't working on my screen here, so I'm going to have a look and see who are my AM drivers. Tessierero, ShiBBy, Greg Johnston. Yeah, Mark Cochran. I think Mark Cochran might be our leading AM racer tonight with a P16 finish by the looks of that. So he's going to be one of the guys we'd like to have a chat to if we can. We know that the Pro-Am winner tonight was Greg Bradley with an awesome drive for P7. I do believe the plan was to grab the winner of the AMs, the winner of the Pro-Ams, and the podium. So if one of the Pro-Ams made a podium, there'd be less people to talk with.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, mate, is grab our winners of each series, yeah, I suppose that's...
Now, I might just see if I can jump in that briefing room and see if I can steal away.
I've been told by our race steward, Tyson, that they will be letting the drivers go after they've had a discussion with them due to some of the incidents that they found happening tonight. So they do have all of the drivers from the session in the briefing room right now, and going over a few of the incidents that we saw on screen this evening. So our race stewards take this very seriously. They want everybody to race cleanly and have a good night and not ruin anybody else's night. So Tyson will release those drivers to us when he is finished with them. So yeah, great drive for Adam Simpson.
The thing is, I drive in Tyson's team, so he's never going to be finished with them, no. No, I shouldn't say that. He's a fair guy, but he does take the race control seriously, and, you know, so obviously maybe there's something he's seen that it's not just been a, you know, a couple of once-offs, but he's seen a few of the guys maybe do something that is a little bit on the risque side.
Yeah, definitely, mate. We don't want incidents like these things to continue.
Okay, so they've
happening.
changed the channel. They've changed the channel name of the briefing room to the Naughty Boys.
Yes. Yes, I think it's a pretty serious chat that'll be going down. We did get to see a lot of the incidents really quickly, so.
You know what we didn't recover though? We haven't talked about, you know, but how many safety cars did we get tonight, buddy?
2. No, 3? No, I don't know. I lost
3? Yeah. Hey, I can get my crown back finally. I got one right. It's only taken about a season and a half, I think. But I finally made one of those safety car calls right. I know Hamish has been getting the wood on me the last few times. He's got a couple right. He's been gloating about it. So I'll have something to gloat when I'm back in the comms with him next. Alright, so we've got our green room in here. So Greg Johnson. Greg did Greg finish ahead of Mark? No. We've got a few guys in the green room. Looks like they may be giving us the podium of all of them, are we?
No, that's going to go too long.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Well, let's grab Mark and drag him down because we think that we're going to bring in Mark Cochran. Mark, we think you've taken out the Eames for the feature race, buddy, tonight. I can't remember where you did in race number 1, buddy, but she looked like she was hard work at the back of that field, mate. 33 cars out on track.
Yeah, it was certainly a difficult race. That second one was more difficult than the first. I think I took first place in the first one as well.
Oh, awesome.
I was surprised to make it through. I did some fuel saving in the last safety car to make it home.
Hey, did you pit on that first safety car, did you? The one that come out about lap 6-7, did you?
No, I pitted. I can't remember the lap I pitted because I had damage. I was hit up the rear and I lost the rear wing. So I thought I'll come in and fix it early and see if I can make up some spots, and it paid off.
And we saw race control have a chat with you boys there, so it was a little bit of that, a few sort of sloppy incidents tonight.
Yeah, just going through some driving standards and what we can do to improve, and just giving us some overall feedback.
Yep. No, awesome, buddy. Well, look, I mean, you're up there battling for the newly created AM Championship. Now, chasing down Matt Tessiero and Tyler Sheep and Greg, so whereabouts are you? So you're, okay, so you're about 80 points off Matt. So Matt didn't have a great run tonight, buddy, so it's all starting to come together for you, buddies, we get into the back end of the championship.
Yeah, just slowly collect points and see where I end up at the end of the season. I missed the race and I had a bad round as well, so just making up points every race where I can.
Awesome. Well, it's awesome chatting to you, Mark. Let us know about your team and who's giving you boys all the support out there. And congratulations on your AM victory tonight, buddy.
Thanks, Cowy. Yeah, big thank you to our sponsors, Pagny and Advanced Simulation, Next Level Racing, Dubby, Fanatec, Stump Grinding, Central Coast and Tree Services. Thanks for your support, and thanks to Team Apex for their ongoing work to make this team great.
Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations, Mark, and well done on your AM victory tonight, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Alright, so now we grab in the Piranha of Adam Simpson, buddy. You're the sole fishy flying colours out there tonight, buddy. You were right in the hunt. We saw what happened to you to get punted back, but you must be pretty happy with your recovery there as well.
Look, after the first race, I was pretty chuffed, Cowy. I was thinking, not on for a bad night, but yeah, when I accidentally tapped Andrew Lydon up the back and copped that drive through, it sort of set the second race back a little bit, but yeah, I was happy with the comeback.
All right, well, you know, again, look, to find yourself sort of up in the top 10 with these guys, you know, we have got that pro and pro-am divide now, but on some of these tracks, man, it's a lot closer. Was this one of those for you? Is this one of your favourites?
Don't mind the Interlagos. It's a really good flowing track for the F3s, really. Like, it's built for a minute.
Well, and we've got the big Formula One Grand Prix coming up this weekend as well. So, I don't know, have you been following your standing in the congruent F1 series at the moment, buddy, or have you missed quite a few of them?
Tell you the truth, I've missed quite a few. I think, Cowy, I'm not 100% sure what's going on there.
That's all right, buddy. Look, it's good to have you back, but where are the rest of the piranhas? I know you had a couple of the other boys racing with you last season. What's going on? You just can't keep them interested in these open wheelers?
Oh, I don't know. I think they're all a bit scared. Like, you tap a wheel and you're done for, so I think they like the guards and stuff to protect the wheels and keep them running, mate.
Well, we do always ask for you guys to give dirt on each other when we get you into the comms, so you had to have been expecting that question. But man, look, it's awesome to chat to you. I won't keep you too much longer, buddy, because we've got heaps of guys to go through, but, how have you found the racing this season? I mean, you're one of those guys that's right in that middle pack, and I know that, you tend to sort of, when you're in that mid-pack, you tend to cop it every now and again, but as a whole, man, there's some great racing tonight in between all of that.
100%, Cowy, yeah. Like, you learn to know the fellas you're running around after a few seasons, and, well, this season there's quite a few new fellas, so it may take a little bit of adjustment time, but we'll get there.
Awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations on your Pro-Am victory tonight, buddy. I suppose you better let us know. Oh, second was it, were you?
Yeah, second place, I believe.
I apologise, it was Greg Bradley that took it out, wasn't it?
That's correct.
So I've dragged in the wrong person, ShiBBy. Why are we even talking to this person, buddy?
Oh, mate, you shouldn't have been in the first place.
You wanted to have a chat with him.
Fair enough. Well, look, let us know how all your sponsors out there, Adam, and it is good to chat to you, buddy. I look forward to seeing you out on track again. Or get you in a V8 again.
Yeah, thanks, Cowy. I'll get there soon. I've got a little bit of a plan on come back in the V8 here shortly, so see how we go.
Okay. Beautiful.
First off, we'll thank West End Motor Group, Precision Sim Training. Anyone wants some training with their driving and whatnot, hit up friggin' Josh Thomas, hell of a bloke and very fast man. Battery Warehouse, Harley Beach, MJS Gaming, DC Shades, Reflex Game and Fishing, and first and foremost, Fishy Motorsport. Great bunch of blokes.
Awesome, buddy. Well done.
Just one more final message. We just want to chuck a shout out to our good friend and long supporting team member, Eddie Kowalski, like having a little bit of trouble at the moment, but if you hear this, mate, thinking of you and hope all goes well.
Yeah, I've seen the shout out for you boys to Eddie, and I know Eddie myself, so yeah, I hope everything goes good for him, mate. So battle hard there, buddy.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, boys.
Cheers, mate. Alright, so it looks like we don't have Greg Bradley, our Pro-Am winner, in the green room, buddy. So do we want to just bring in Darren Fahey, our podium finisher?
Sounds good to me.
Well, Darren Fahey for Kittens Motorsport, buddy. Congratulations on your podium tonight. Mate, you guys, there was 4 of you there trying to fight those guys off, but they're pretty quick, aren't they?
Yeah, they're too quick, and you can fight them, but you might ruin your race doing so. But you can't just give them the spot, but you got to put up a little bit of a fight. But yeah, usually you let them go and get in with them and try and let them drag you along.
There wasn't a strategic move up the inside there after T4 to make sure Michael got stuck behind you and Daniel there. We won't talk about that.
No, that was honestly, I didn't even communicate I'm going to come on the inside. It was I think we're pretty close in the championship, and yeah, I lifted off a couple of times. I thought I'm going to go for it this time, and I want the podium. So there was definitely no chit chat about, hey, I'm going to go and.
But you might have some answering to do when you go back and talk. Is that what you're saying?
No, we don't have any. We don't have any team orders, mate. We just get out there and race and have fun and try and beat each other fair and square. But I don't know, I didn't see the replay. Hopefully we didn't affect Michael's race too much.
Oh, look, I think, Michael, you guys were battling and he had nowhere to go. He couldn't find a way through, so we thought it was perfect team play. And seeing you come home with the podium, you can say the same thing, buddy.
Yeah, so it wasn't deliberate, Michael, if you're watching. It was genuine teammate rivalry that we were going at it.
It's awesome, buddy. Well, it's good to see, though, but you guys have been doing that for a while. I know it's been a while since you've taken each other out, but definitely something you look forward to. But, I suppose it does happen when you do have that free rein to battle hard.
Yeah, look, race one, I felt like I had pace to get past the boys, and then something happened. I got wing damage, I think, race one, and that really stuffed me. So I wanted to get a better result in race two. So got a little bit more angry, aggressive.
Well, you certainly did that, buddy. You've put the Kittens Machine P3 on the podium, so let us know about all the support you guys are getting out there, and congratulations on your podium tonight, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I'll let Phil do all the sponsors, but I'll thank Kittens, AML Tech, Driver 808, my lovely Leanne, and my beautiful daughter Harper. They watch it back sometimes, so I've got to say thanks to them too.
Well, I'm sure they'll be proud of hubby and dad tonight, because you put on a great show, buddy, so congratulations.
Thanks, boys, and thanks to the commentary team and SRW.
Yes, mate. Awesome. All right, so let's bring in Dylan DeBono here. P1 in the first race tonight, P2 in the second race. Buddy, must be pretty happy with your efforts tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I'm stoked with that. P1 and P2, can't ask for a bit more. Can't ask for any more consistency than that. So, I was coming at Phil there at the end, about 1 or 2 laps to go. I just cooked the rear tyre through one of the hairpins, and
now, we didn't actually believe you when we spoke to you in the intermission there, buddy, but you took it carefully, You said you were going to. Yeah, well, you said you were going to send it first, but we knew you were joking.
Yeah.
How careful did you have to be there? Because there was a fair bit going on in that mid-pack.
Yeah, the first, I think it was after the start, and then the first safety car, I was actually down 3 spots. I was like, oh no, this isn't good, but Dougie, he taught me well. He told me just to stay calm, be consistent, and you'll be there at the end, and he was right again. So, yeah, I'm just happy I got a first and a second, and I think I lost a round by 1 point. So that's a bit of a shame, but I guess it's better than having a DNF again.
Well, mate, I don't think you can fly under the radar any longer, that's for sure. So, how was it dealing with the Kittens? Because we saw that, they had a few of them together there. Did you think that they were trying to sort of double team you where they could?
If I'm honest with you, my trading paints doesn't work, so I don't actually even know who's on the same team. So I race everyone, just like they're on their own, and if they're gonna do teamwork, good on them. But that's just how it is, I guess. So who was on the same? Who are the guys on the same team?
All the pink cars.
I don't see any pink cars there.
No, awesome, mate. Well, look, yeah, no, and again, I say it in jest. I mean, as you said there before, good on them. If you're in a position to be able to, play the team game, you do, and we've seen how it plays out with championships and in races as well. But man, you had to fight through the field. Is there a couple of moves there you're going to maybe save the replay of?
Yeah, there was a couple of touch and go moments in that race, but. After I think I got spun out, or had an incident in turn 1, I got spun out, I was turned around. I was like, oh no, this is not good. But I just kept going. And I went for any opportunity there at the end, I was like, well, we're almost here, almost at the front, so I'm just going to make it worthwhile and just drove as hard as I could and made the moves as clean as I could. So.
Well, you certainly did so tonight, buddy. P1 first race, P2 second race, 1 point, P2 overall for the night. But look, it's a pretty awesome effort, buddy. So congratulations, and let us know who's giving you and the team all the support out there.
Thanks to Velocity Sim Lab, all the boys, especially Doug, in that qualifying session. He gave me a cracker toe, put me to the top, first pole of the year, which is always nice. Original digital design, our car looks. In my opinion, I'd say the best one out there. Hit a race to YouTube, and yeah, just you guys for streaming. SRW, all the boys, Race Control, they had their work cut out tonight, but doing a good job as always. So, yeah.
Awesome, mate. Well, we are thoroughly enjoying your involvement in the F3s, buddy, and we look forward to seeing more of it from the future, mate. So well done.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
All right, let's bring him in. We keep talking to this man week after week. Phil Vella, you managed to avoid the carnage once again, starting on that 5th row for the reverse race, and find your way to the front and able to check out, buddy. So well done again.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was a tough race tonight. There's a lot of kind of moments, and yeah, feel quite lucky to have managed to get up the front tonight.
Is it just because it's one of those tracks that people, you know, I suppose if you're into these cars, this is one of the tracks is a must-have. So you've got to buy it and got to drive it, so everyone's a bit more familiar with it.
Yeah, you know, and we've all watched awesome races here, right? We were joking about the Verstappen-Ocon incident beforehand, but like, yeah, it's a great track, wonderful flow, but it does keep the pack pretty close together. Like, unless you can break away in that infield, you're going to have that person just vacuum right up to you on the long straight here, especially if you don't get a good run out of that uphill last turn.
Now, so, you know, you were right in the middle of that when things went down at the start of that second race, mate. Did you go high to avoid all of that, or you got through it and it happened behind you?
I don't remember saying anything. Behind me at the start of the race, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I must have been behind you. If that's your response, because I'm sure if it was anywhere near you, you would have been telling me all about it. But
yeah,
look, you know,
I saw the moment with Adrian and Michael Cuttajar later in the race. That was a moment, and then in the infield, I saw bits of Formula 3 across the road. It's still sliding, so I think, and then a car without a wing a few turns later. So yeah, that's all I saw.
Well, we did see race control having a chat just with the whole field there, so maybe just sort of pointing out a couple of those moments, perhaps. But buddy, is Interlagos one of your favourites?
It's actually, it was a track I felt quite weak at, and I asked a few folk for help just to find some pace here, because yeah, just not a strength of mine, this one. I rarely run Interlagos.
But obviously they gave you some good tidbits, buddy, because you're able to sort of, you know, put them to use and get to the front there. You know, battling against the kittens there. We saw them trying to do everything to hold you back there, but you were just too strong for them.
Yeah, it's always really awesome to race with the guys from Kittens. Like, it's always close and competitive, but super respectful. So yeah, I really appreciate when I get to race with those guys.
Well, once again, Phil, we found you at the front. I think Dylan said he reckons you took out the round by 1 point on in two. So you extend that lead a narrow amount. Michael sort of fell back a little bit, so about 60, 70 points, but he was starting to get towards the pointy end of the season. So is it just, you're going to be thinking about that, or is it just week to week, enjoy the races?
No, there are no drop rounds this time around, and I'll miss 2 to 3 races in late November. So I'm just going to kind of come out and do my best for the races I can make, but I'm kind of resigned to the fact that with that points deficit from the missed races, it's unlikely. Yeah, it's unlikely I'd still be competitive for that, but...
fair enough. Well, buddy, before you go, you better let us know about all your sponsors. So we still got you for a couple more weeks?
Yeah. And then I do some flying about. But from the sponsors' perspective, I'd like to thank Jay and my team, and the team at Downforce Racing. You know, always a privilege to be part of the team, and appreciate them continuing to help me and improve and get better. I'd like to thank Rob Baldwin, who actually smoked me in a Lotus 79 race here at Interlagos, and I sent a lap to Rob, and he had a look at it and went, "Wow, that's terrible. Here's some time." And I'm very grateful for his input to help me be a bit more competitive tonight. I'd like to thank the series organisers and series commentators, you know, yourselves and the Sinkovic brothers, as well as Race Direction. Like, yeah, Race Direction really worked really hard tonight. So really appreciative of them. I guess it cannot be easy to manage so many cars on a track like this that has, you know, so many late apex opportunities to throw it in there, and you know, that can arise in a lot of incidents. So you know, very thankful to them. Shannons as the series sponsor, Warren and Brown Tools as the round sponsors, the promo department safety car, Racecraft as a sponsor for qualifying pole position, as well as the others that contribute to keeping these races running, the guys at simrigs.com, the folk at Grim Industries, Racecraft, and always my favourite, temptingsweets.com.au. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife for making the space for me to enjoy this hobby.
Well, buddy, we love having you here. You're sort of putting on a great show. It's good to see Dylan throwing a spanner in the works with you there, and then Michael, he's always on the hunt. So I'm sure that, you know, but you're loving the fact that they're out there with you, mate, and we're loving the fact that you boys are putting on a great show. So congratulations once again, buddy, and we'll see if we're chatting to you again next week, mate. It seems to be a weekly occurrence.
I'll see what I can do. Thanks, guys. You have a wonderful night.
Awesome. Now, ShiBBy, I didn't know if you were looking to say anything there, buddy, but you just stayed quiet the whole time.
No, it's all good, mate. You're on every week. I'm just here to run the cameras and fill in some air for you, buddy. So I am all fine with that.
So, what's going to be your big take out of this week? F3s equals mayhem?
Well, no, as I said, I did last week's as well, and it was solid racing across the board. So I think there was just a few little mistakes this evening that sort of, you know, with the pack being so close to each other, just turned into larger, you know, incidents than they probably should have been. Last week's racing was super clean throughout all of the field, and from what we saw tonight, watching a lot of the battles going on, that the guys are respectful and they do race hard and they put on a great show, and racing is just racing and incidents are going to happen.
Yeah, I think Phil maybe put a bit of a nail on the head there where he said, you know, it's sort of one of those tracks that's got a lot of late apex opportunities. So you think you can get a move done and you can't. And, you know, I suppose sometimes it can be a bit too tempting for some of us when you see the door and have your own Anson Senate moment. So these things can happen. But, look, man, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us. It's awesome, you know, I thoroughly enjoy doing this with Hamish as well, but it's awesome to have someone else, you know, in the box with you as well, just so that different opinion. I know you don't really call yourself a sim racer because you're more a producer, but again, that's another, you know, different way of looking at the racing as well, buddy.
Yeah, no, I love racing, whether it be real life racing, or sim racing, anything with an engine in it really that you can make go fast. I'm very, very much love doing. So I'll definitely try and get some more time to do some racing. But yeah, look, I love being behind the cameras. Not much of a commentator, don't know too much about the tracks, but I tell you what, I do love being able to bring all this fantastic racing to all the viewers out there. So huge shout out to everybody who joined us this evening, and if you haven't hit that like button and did find yourself enjoying tonight's broadcast, please let us know by hitting that like button. Massive shout out to all the drivers that turn up 5 nights a week and come and put these awesome series on for us to all enjoy, because without them we wouldn't have this broadcast. And thanks for having me on board as well, Cowy. It was it was good fun.
Mate, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board, guys. That will wrap up our coverage of the Shannons Formula 3 Nationals. As ShiBBy said, don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe and follow us, so that way you don't miss out on any of the great action here at SRW TV. I'm Cowy, your average sim racer. That is Nathan ShiBBy Howard. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next time on SRW TV.
We will end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.